So this one actually has a different story that it's going to intercede. Is that okay?
Yeah.
This was one of the worst dates of my entire life. It was very bad.
Started on a date, worked in the kitchen by the end of it?
No,
oh my
but
Lord.
it was so. I had just got this. I really loved this girl. She was so sweet. She was so awesome, and I was a senior and she was a junior, and I had just graduated, so I was moving into the college thing, and she was just becoming a senior. And I was like, well, I won't see her in the hall anymore. I should ask her out. Like, I can do this.
Yeah.
So I got all my buddies around me because that's what I did back then. I was like, I'm going to call her. Here we go.
Yeah.
And then we're like,
get the boys to hype you up.
I was like,
let's go.
and I was like, it's
Hell
busy.
yeah.
So I was like, it's busy. So we had to like wait. And we're like, what are you going to say? I was like, I'm going to let it come to me. And they're like, you should come up. I was like, I got this. So I was like, and then I was like, hey, So I call her and I was like, hey, I was thinking that this would be so cool if you and I, my boys were like, I was like, yeah, we should go out and like have a date. And she'd be like, I really like that. And then everybody was
The boys were like, yo!
And she was like, I was like, sorry, they're watching sports. And I was like, cut it out. And so I just got my license at 18. Because we couldn't afford a car at that time until then. And but my mom was kind enough to get me this old white Cadillac, not Cadillac, but like that kind of Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
And my mom had just got a new Ford Focus. And I said, can I please borrow your car so that I could show up without like, this thing that's smoking out the back. Yeah. And she was like, oh, of course, just be careful. I love you. And I was like, okay. And then at that time, my sister already moved out. So we had my cousin Justin living with us upstairs. And he was like in his mid-20s. He was like, yo, bro, you going out with the girl tonight? And I was like, yeah. He was like, what's your plan? I was like, I'm going to take her to where I used to work at the Olive Garden. And he was like, bold. And I was like, no, man, you get like breadsticks. He's like, okay, that's fine. All right. And he's like, what about after that? And I was like, well, I was working at the radio station at that time. And I was a celebrity judge at an improv show.
I remember this story.
Yeah. So sorry, you have to hear it again.
No, I don't mind.
So I got.
Oh, it's this one. Oh my God.
Well, so I was like, I get to be a celebrity judge because the actual guest couldn't make it, and then he was like, dude, that's sick. He was like, all right, look, I don't know how things are gonna turn out tonight, but just in case. And I was like, what is that? He was like, it's a condom, you idiot. I was like, huh? What do I do with that? And he's like, I don't have time to explain all that. He was like, just put that in your coat and don't you worry about the thing. He's like, you got this, big man.
Yeah.
And I have no intention of using this. Like, I'm not interested in that at all.
Right.
I'm just trying to focus on Olive Garden, don't eat too much, and then improv show.
Yeah.
So I take the car, I pick her up, we go to the Olive Garden, and they were really nice because they were like, hey, I used to work here, what's up, man? And I was like, it's not just the free breadsticks. They gave me some other perks too, like a dessert. And I was feeling like, like, this is so sick.
You were
this
like,
is,
this shit.
This is so perfect.
Yeah.
And then we went to the improv show, and it's hilarious. Everybody's laughing, everybody's having a good time, and I'm giving out big scores, with the numbers, and then they said, and they were like, and now we're going to bring up the celebrity judge to do an improv game with us. And I was like, oh, I fucking killed. It was awesome. It was so funny. In my memory, people are going like, Pete. But I don't think my name was Kramer, I guess. But they were like, people were going nuts. Everybody was like vibing, and everyone was coming up to me, man, that was so funny what you did. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I looked at her and I was like, yeah, I take an improv class at college. I'm like, I'm just feeling I'm feeling so good. So we get in the car. And she's like, I'm cold. And I was like, you can have my jacket and stuff. And I'm doing like the cool thing.
The chivalry thing?
The chivalry. I'm feeling
Of
chivalrous.
course.
Hell yeah.
And I'm freezing my ass off. But we're driving around. And I said, well, it's only like 9:30, 9:45. Do we can go home or I could drive us around for a while. And she's like, I'd like that. I was like, okay. So then I adopt the cool guy position where it's like,
Arm
this
on the
is
one hand on the steering.
but this is an automatic, so I don't even need the clutch. It's just the thing that puts it in.
It's a power stance. It's a power stance.
It's a power stance.
Yeah.
And so we stop at this red light, and it's not even really, I think it was around winter, because I know it's cold, so maybe we were looking at Christmas lights or something. And it wasn't even a red light, it was a stop sign. So I'm at the stop sign, and I'm chilling, and she puts her hand on top of mine.
Oh.
and I freaked the fuck out and hit the gas, and I T-boned this other car coming right in front, like slammed it, like a sports car. There was like a Corvette or something. And I T-boned that because I panicked so hard. I was like, let's go. And then like I'm driving through someone's lawn, and she's like, stop the car. And I'm like, oh, what? And I'm like I'm knocking over like Christmas decorations, and I like turn the car around, and I was like, oh my God, what have I don't have a cell phone, because like before I had one, but no, they didn't exist yet. So I had to go knock on the person's door who I just drove through their yard. And I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Can I please use your phone? And they were like, is everybody okay? I was like, yeah. And of course I checked on the other person. They were totally fine. I'd hit their passengers, and it wasn't,
You hit that passenger?
side.
Okay.
She was by herself, and I dented the front of their car, but you know, and I think there was like a brief moment where I probably blamed someone else. I was like, didn't they have us? She was like, it's your stop sign. I was like, damn it. So it was all my fault.
Yeah.
And I look at the car and it won't start. I totally smashed the front of this brand new Ford Focus from my mom. And I was like, oh, fuck. And so I couldn't reach her because I was calling home, and I think she was with her friends, or maybe she was watching a movie. I don't know. She probably was on her 6th edible. I don't know. So we had to call her mom, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I had this accident, and can you please come pick us up? We're at this place. And she was like, yeah, are you guys okay? I was like, yeah, and I already gave the insurance. The other person's okay. They left already. Everyone's fine. She's like, okay, I'm on my way. I'll be there in like 30 minutes. I was like, okay. So now we're outside, and she's like, she gets my coat, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing. And she was like, no, you know what? It was still a really fun night, and I had a good time. And I was like, thank you. So her mom never shows up. Like, we don't see her. We don't know. It's been like 45 minutes, and the family comes back outside, and they said, is something wrong? I was like, can I try calling home again? And we called my cousin. He was like, bro, what's up? How was the date? And I was like, I told him my mom's car. Can you please come pick us up? He's like, what? I only have like a truck, and I've got like a deer head in the front. And I was like, that's okay. We'll all squeeze in the back. And he was like, all right, man, where you at? And I was like, I'm over here. So he comes and picks us up. Then we're driving, so the Yamanote circles around Japan. Kansas City has a similar highway called 435, which just circles the city.
Right.
We're on 435 going back, and this girl I'm with is like, stop your car. Wait, I think I see my mom. Her car had broke down on 435.
Oh my God.
So we picked up her mom, and I'm in the middle between like mom and daughter. And he was, Justin's driving with the stupid deer head in the front. And all I can see is like his eyes and like the faint outlook of like a smile above his teeth. He's like,
shitting grin.
And he was like, so how was the Olive Garden? And I was like, it was fine. And he was like, did you, I guess you're not going to need that thing in your pocket. And I was like,
no, he didn't say that in the car.
I'm not wearing
Justin's
the jacket.
A dick.
So Justin, so when she goes like this, and then she like, I swear, this is how I remember it, but there's no clean ending to the story because I think I blacked out. If you were to film it, she like pulls it out, and then the mom's looking, and I'm doing this, he's smiling, and then the Larry David music plays. And it's like executive produced by Go Fuck Yourself. And I don't know how I got out of that situation.
That's so evil. Your cousin did you
Dude,
so dirty.
He didn't know that she was wearing the jacket. But that, Olive Garden, GameStop.
This is literally an In-Between plot.
Yeah, this is
literally. Have you
So
watched
that
the
was-
In-Betweeners?
No.
This is your life.
Dude, that was
This is literally your life.
that was a pretty.
That's crazy.
That was a cool story, though.
It's literally
it's
about
fucking
like.
hilarious
Yeah, we did.
because
Yeah.
it didn't happen to me, but
Yeah, we you know. Yeah, so
Yeah.
my mom, you know, to her credit, I went home and I was like, she had just got this car.
yeah.
And I was so embarrassed. And I was like, I'm so sorry, Mom. And she's like, you know, you've always been my favorite son. I'm like, I am your only son. She goes, she always says that too. And I hang up you're my favorite son. Yeah. She was like, as long as you're both healthy, I'm fine. I'm just sad that, you know, I couldn't help you more. And I was like, damn, Mom, I'm sorry. You're the true one. And I was like,
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you going to do for work? She goes, you know what? She always says, we're Macy's. We'll figure it out.
Aw.
So,
yeah.
So she quit.
mom's a
No, I'm
gem.
kidding. So she
So she lost the job.
she lost her job on Monday. I'm like, Halo nights for another year. So, and that was one of the worst first dates, but also one of the best.
I mean, it's certainly the most memorable.
So
A character building.
It was a
date,
character
some say.
for sure.
Yeah, character building.
It writes itself.